Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I don't know.
Checking, testing, 1, 2,
You have to keep
0.
talking, yeah.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, what are we going to talk about today? I think
yeah, the Hickory.
Movies. I think
Movies.
we should talk movies.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to go to the movies tomorrow, right?
Oh, yeah. Avatar.
Mm-hmm.
Finally. 3.5 hours of awesomeness.
Avatar 2, that is.
Yeah, Avatar 2, yeah.
Did
you rewatch Avatar 1 yet?
I have only halfway through. I'll try to finish it tonight.
Okay.
And then, we're in business.
Excellente. Yep,
okay, I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Let's put a poll up. I don't know how... This will probably show my age, put in this question here. This is gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Followed by... Oh, where's your channel? Oh my God. I am so sorry.
Fred, don't do that.
Not
with the door closed.
I'm aware.
Exactly, yeah.
It's not good.
You just got over COVID. You're just going to give everyone else COVID.
Right. Okay, so unplug me, dude. Unplug me so we get this ball rolling. Because, yeah. Okay. So I'll get you to do the intro while I do the... Where's the screen thing? There it is. And then this thing... Yeah. Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Welcome to How to RPG. Not Dungeons and Donuts.
Don't mess with my name change.
But today we're going to paint a Manticore. I'm David. I'm here to paint it. And Fred's going to irritate me as much as possible while I'm doing it.
You give me a hard time, man.
See how many distractions he can do.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. And the topic of today is talking about movies.
We thought movies.
Movies.
Yeah, movies. I think you actually were trying to get me to talk about... Fred, you've run out of things to talk about.
Well, since we're painting minis, I find it funny that we never really talk about minis when we talk about movies.
We talked about everything else other than... Yeah. Well, I mean, look, that's not true. We have talked about miniatures, but there's only... How much can you say about a miniature?
I don't know.
It's a sculpt?
Yeah, I guess it's just, well, what's a good question? Do you like these ones that made by Voldemort? Or do you like third-party ones?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
How many third-party ones are there? What third-party ones are there that you know of that we don't know about?
Right. Well, somebody's going to tell us, I'm sure.
Someone's going to tell us.
Yeah,
We've had Loot Studios, but that's the only one so far.
Loot. Oh, right. Yes, we've talked about Loot Studio.
Someone's making the turtle.
Oh, that's right. That
the
giant dragon turtle.
Yeah, that's the one. Dragon
turtle.
Yeah,
the dragon turtle.
The castle on his.
Pardon me. Hello, Don. How's it going? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I get this nasty, distinct feeling that I'm getting sick again. I'm always sick. I honestly, Don, I have tried really hard to look after myself while I've been on holiday. I've been trying to eat better. Do a lot more exercise. I've done all those things, but yeah, maybe it's not enough. Maybe stress. Apparently, I might have been stressed during this period. I don't know why. Okay, so David has a YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know,
it's stress-free.
And. He has a whole lot of sort of shorts and shortish, so vertical and horizontal videos of cars and stuff. So a lot of his stuff you'll find up on his channel, which I've actually put a link to into the chat. Now I've asked the question, and I'm going to come back to this. But I thought what I would do is I'll just leave that there because I've seen the Gods Must Be Crazy movie quite a few times, and I always regretted never getting hold of a DVD or a VHS cassette of it. And of course, it's not something that seems to get sort of printed that often. You just don't see it. But basically, this movie is really cool, and it has a lot of different creatures in it. So I'm going to refer back to this. I'm going to let it simmer. That poll will come back to the Gods Must Be Crazy. Why am I suggesting that the Gods must be crazy? Maybe there's an analogy between another godlike company and that movie? I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
It just clicked.
I just made that up at the last minute.
Well, it did make sense. It just clicked.
It did click. Hello, Michael. How are you doing? So, Ogle claims another victim causes massive stress. Yes.
Ogle, that's a cool name for it.
Well, do you remember Ogle from the Labyrinth?
Yes.
Ogle was such a cute, very large and fluffy, but he was very cute.
Yeah.
And I feel like
And he could make stones roll around, eh?
Yeah. Do you remember when the girl was walking around? That was Jennifer
Connelly.
Yeah, and then suddenly Ogle disappeared, and she was on her own. There's no Ogle anymore.
Yeah.
I felt like suddenly it's like the creator of that movie and story just had taken something away from the whole thing, because a little team up with the little, is it Fox, the dog that he rides, and is it Sarah and Ogle, like that team up was like, it was perfect.
And there was that goblin as well, eh?
Oh
was
yeah,
goblin?
yeah. What was his name? I can't remember.
He's like a main character. Too.
Yeah. He was like a sort of.
He was her best friend.
He was either a goblin or sort of a, I can't remember. Mazes and Monsters. An interesting movie. I don't know. I actually only got partway through Mazes and Monsters and decided that I'd had enough.
Really?
Yeah. But thinking back to the Labyrinth, So I'm thinking that what we need to do is we need to take OGL, the open game license, and turn it into a friendly monster, Ogle from the Labyrinth.
Oh yeah.
Is it Ogle?
Ogle.
Or Boggle? Is Ogle somebody else? Am I getting my characters mixed up? Maybe I am.
Probably. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
It's been a long time. It has been a long time. Yeah. So we're going to go and see Avatar 2, right? The Way of Water tomorrow.
Yep.
So we're not going to talk too much about any of that sort of stuff because we don't know very much about it. All I know is...
There's water in it.
There is water in it.
Yeah. And some blue people.
They're blue people. There are different shades of blue people in it.
Oh, okay.
And there's man-made machines of war.
Yes.
And it seems to be about family, which appeals to me immensely. So, yeah. So our homework was to watch the original Avatar movie before we went and see the next one. How's it going? Hello, Steve. Hey, thank you for the super chat. $20 super chat is a big deal for me. So really, thank you very much, Steve. Glad you are recovering. My missed passed a month ago today. Hug the ones you love. Yes. Yeah, I'm really sorry for your parent. Yeah, I totally understand how you feel about that all. I was wondering what had happened to you, Steve, because you kind of like dropped off the face of the earth. So now I know. So yeah, thank you very much. And good news for those of you who are wondering what's going on with the Game Master Roundtable, which had to be formally called, was actually formally called the Dungeon Master Roundtable, but I'm not going to use Dungeon Master. Yeah, I think you had mentioned it was your mum. So I know you like that particular get-together thing. So I've had to review it because Steve, I actually was almost ready to give up on it completely for a variety of different reasons, but primarily because of a lot of the colleagues within the community, frankly. They made things extremely stressful and quite difficult at times. And and to do something like this, like nobody else has done it to the length that I have, frankly, for the length of time that I have, other than Save and Dice. I think it's Save and Dice, and they crashed and burned really badly. So it is coming back, but there will be a co-host. It will be Wally DM. So Wally DM there is there to help make sure that things go all right. And you will probably see that the table members will shrink for very good reasons, which I won't go into. But you can be assured you will start to see more and more and more of it on the channel and other channels. In fact, you'll probably see the same discussions on multiple channels because we're going to make the recordings available to everybody who's part of the panel. so they can do whatever they like with it. So it's coming. You can be sure. I have been trying to edit a lot of stuff. Yeah, Wally, if there is a... Honestly, if there's a YouTuber who talks about RPGs, role-playing games, or Dungeons and Donuts, and they cannot get along with Wally DM, there's something wrong with them. There's something going on, because what Wally is like the shining light in the community in many respects, and he's very small, and I know he's also been finding it very hard. Even before all of the dramas that we've had, it's been hard for him to continue on. What do you got here, Michael? When some of my friends found out I was playing Dungeons and Donuts, Michael, do not take offence to me altering the name, but I'm going to refer to them as Dungeons and Donuts for a while, and that they wanted me to watch Mazes and Monsters and told me that it's not a very good game. And this is what could happen to me. Oh, that is wonderful. Oh, that story. I mean, what we need to do is we need to have less drama in our lives. Let's go back to the Satanic Panic. I mean, that was much better. If we could, as I've said, we could call it How to Dungeons and Devils. But what are you doing here, Dave? I can see you putting some stuff in here.
Painting his face.
Yeah.
Brown.
I see. What brown are you using?
Heavy brown, I think.
Heavy brown. Okay. All right.
Yep. Going extra opaque heavy brown.
Yeah. So yeah, don't worry, Steve. You can be assured that the actual process of the Game Master Roundtable will return. I just needed to have a couple of months off from the community and their silliness, frankly. But anyway, and now we were to talk about some movies, were we not? I believe we were going to talk about some movies.
Okay.
Do you remember there's a movie, a cartoon, came out not that long ago, I mean, it might be a couple of years now, Onward.
I never saw it.
You never saw that one? Oh, no. Yeah, Dungeons and Donuts, that's right.
Was it good?
It was.
Oh.
It's actually about two brothers, and they're trying to bring their father back, who's perished, and they find a magic wand or something, or a magic staff.
Yeah.
And they get a spell. But only half of them comes back. Now, this is all in the trailer, so I'm not giving away any spoilers, people. Don't worry, don't need to... I just see people just freaking out like, no, spoilers, no. That's what it's about. But it is also very much about Dungeons and Dragons, or... Oh! Dungeons and Donuts. Let's not get... I got the name wrong.
Carried away there.
Oh my gosh. Almost for a second there.
Yeah.
I thought it was... It's amazing how much has been floating around. That you sort of see and you think, wow, somebody's taken inspiration from that. And I was kind of enjoying the fact that sort of... What did you like about the original Avatar movie? Sort of not... Because we haven't seen the second one, but about, the original one. What did you like about it the most?
What's up, Overboard? How's it going? Is that miniature from a movie?
No. This is a Nolzur's Marvelous miniatures line miniature. It's not from a movie. Dumb and Dumber. You think it's from Dumb and Dumber? Hi, Joe. Joe is also a patron, and he's not just a patron, he's also a moderator. How you going, Overboard? Overboard's got a YouTube channel as well. Now, if I've missed your name in the call out in terms of in the live stream, and you are a patron and I haven't spotted your name, I do apologise. Actually, I think Michael's a patron now, if I remember right. Michael will remind me if I got it wrong, but I think I remember seeing his name there. It's been a bit fluffy recently, trying to keep up with everything. I actually finished reading at the beach. I finished reading the Creature Codex Lairs book, which is a selection of short adventures. And do you know what I discovered, David?
What did you discover?
I discovered that even though Kobold Press has made some very, very good books with lots of little short adventures in them, they can also make some really shite ones as well. I have to say, you'll probably see a book review on that in the future, and I will give you my honest opinion.
And have a poo emoji?
And there may be a poo emoji involved. Yeah. It's not it wasn't the best read, I have to say.
Everyone has their bad days.
It doesn't really matter, Michael, how much it is. So Michael is also a patron. Can I assure you that Patreon at this point, Patreon might be making me more money than AdSense revenue on my channel. My channel AdSense revenue, do you know, it's more than dropped by half.
Oh no.
It's just disappearing. I've obviously scared way too many people away. And of
You're
course,
not supposed to do that. That's a bad sales tactic, Fred.
apparently it is. Apparently, I mean, I didn't know what I was actually doing. Maybe have I done something? I don't know. And I haven't. I guess I haven't really made videos and things that everybody else has been making videos on. So that doesn't necessarily help.
Okay.
There's a lot of competition.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
It's a big world.
It's a big world out there.
Yeah. And the gods must be crazy in it.
That's right. I was going to try to talk about an old movie called Born Free, but you don't actually know this movie, do you? Because you've never seen it. Born Free. Born Free. If you're unsure,
Is it part of the Born Identity series?
no, it's not. You're so funny.
I know. Yeah. So what was Born Free about?
Born Free was about a couple, a husband and wife who lived in Africa.
Yeah.
And they looked after lions.
Oh shit.
They kind of like had a reserve in many respects. And so they would bring up these cubs, and they would get to adulthood, and then of course
Eat the
yeah, of course, yeah.
They eat the people
But it goes through the sort of the tribulations and trials that they experience
before they got eaten.
before they got eaten. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to give away any of the spoilers for it. I mean, the story, the initial setup for it is all in the original trailer. But you know, it actually did very well at the box office when it was released. It was quite an amazing story. It was also based on a true story, which for a lot of people was even more sort of outstanding. And a lot of lions. Now I could be talking about the Manticore.
Yeah.
But I've already done a live stream talking about the lore and the story behind the Manticore.
Well, I don't know the lore and the story behind the Manticore.
Well, I can do it briefly.
Can you do a brief overview of the Manticore?
I'll do a very brief Manticore overview. Because I've already done a live stream on it. I've got an edited video on my channel. Like, cool blimey, there's a lot of information there. So, for those of you who are unaware, the Manticore is not Wizards of the Coast intellectual property.
No. I did just thought common sense-wise that it wouldn't be.
Yeah, because it's been around a long, long time. Yeah. And as a result of that, I think Wizards of the Coast has, of course, tried to add in some of their own sort of lore, but their lore is really just a modification of what was already existing. It's one of the things I kind of discover. So when you look at what they've done and what was existed before Wizards of the Coast even existed, they haven't really done that much more with it. So it's something that you can utilize because it's out there. It's been around a long, long time. It's got nothing attached to it.
Except the tail.
The tail is attached. It's got spikes on it.
Yeah.
There's actually supposed to be two types of Manticore, but before I do that, Michael's got here the sequel to that movie Born Free. I think it's called The Tiger King. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I did not like the idea of doing. Frankly, I have to say that the idea of doing a sequel to Born Free, although it did very well at the theatre, did not seem like a very smart idea. It's like trying to make a sequel to E.T.
But didn't you say it's a true story?
It is.
So how could you make a sequel to it?
Well, it's just that they just do whatever. You don't know. Oh, is your fan dying? Oh no, it just died.
That's okay.
Did you have a charger?
Nope. It doesn't matter. It's drying fast anyway. It
is drying fast. It is pretty warm today. Yeah. True. So yeah, and I'm not really up into that. So with the Manticore, There's actually supposed to be 2 different versions of the Manticore. First off, the original Manticore did not have wings in mythology. And actually, if you go right back, it was very much claimed that it was not it wasn't mythology or even legend, that it was actually a real creature. It didn't have wings. It looked like it really had basically the body of a lion, had the face of a human or an old man. I think that's often what it was. And it would pretend to be in dire straits, and it would hide itself mostly in the bushes, and you'd just see its face. And then, of course, you get too close, and then it would whip out its tail, and its tail had either a scorpion stinger on it that could sting you. Some versions had just the scorpion stinger, and I mean, getting stung by the Manticore was supposed to be fatal. You know, you would die, and it would just consume you. It would eat everything, even your clothing, anything you were carrying. It would just eat everything. There was nothing left. And then another version is sort of slightly different to that, and that is it has the scorpion stinger and the tail spikes that could be shot out, which were all, of course, poisonous as well and would kill you. Or then there's the second version, which doesn't have a scorpion stinger, but it has the tail with just the spikes. And it would launch them out, poison you, you would drop, and then it would consume you, everything, bones, flesh, everything, and you're gone. You go down, along with your clothing and everything else. And of course, there would never be any remains ever found when this thing would strike. And so this was probably spurned on by a lot of people who lost their family members to lions, and the lions pretty much ate everything, and there wasn't much left to find. You know, they just chomped down everything. How's it going, Wing Walker 007? It's always nice to have 007. So for those of you who don't know, Wing Walker will be replacing, was it Daniel Craig as the new James Bond, I believe.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to you in the movie. The movie is, so for those of you who don't know and want to know, I will tell you a little bit about the Gods Must Be Crazy without spoiling it. I will just give you the preemptive lead up to what that movie is. But just give me a second. Give me some time, okay? You know what I'm doing. I'm trying to draw it out, like YouTubers do, in a long-winded blah 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 blah. Hello, Seeker. How are you? So that's the Manticore, and Manticore is just another version of saying man-eater. Does that make sense? So that's where it sort of all comes from, and it goes right back. And there was, I can't remember who it was, but there was somebody who had actually written a book about a lot of different creatures that people had suggested did in fact exist.
Like a werewolf?
No, I don't know if the werewolf was in the book that he had written, but the Manticore was one of them, and it was sort of like a biological, it was sort of like the unofficial biological record of things that people had reported seeing and having to deal with, and there just wasn't enough sort of evidence to, there just weren't enough sightings of this thing.
Well, they didn't have drug tests back then, did they?
No, no, they didn't have that. Yeah. Also, the Manticore was always considered to be absolutely evil as. There's no question. You're not going to find a friendly Manticore, because Manticore is basically there to eat you.
Unless it's a Disney movie.
Unless it's a Disney movie, which is...
Friendly Manticore?
Yes, the friendly Manticore. There is a friendly Manticore in a Disney movie.
Is there really?
And of course, Pixar put a friendly Manticore in one of their movies.
Which movie?
The one you haven't seen.
Oh.
Okay. I can't tell you now. I can't tell you.
Yeah, I have to watch it.
Yeah. But yeah, the Manticore doesn't really fly very well, even though it's got those bat wings. Those wings are actually referred to as either being like bat wings or dragon wings. But the concept being is they suck at flying, and so they struggle dealing with, something like a dragon would just take them out You're gone, baby. You're gone. You flew into the air, my territory. You're not hanging around, and you're gone.
You know, most things would be taken out by a dragon, Fred.
Yeah. But so most flying creatures and monsters do not get along with the Manticore. In fact, there's really very few things that do. Okay, what do you got here, Michael? I want to paint miniatures. I have 5 of them. No paint or brushes yet, so is there a beginner paint set you could recommend? David doesn't... I don't know if David's necessarily got a beginner paint set.
No, Fred does, I think.
I do, but I didn't actually buy it. This was back when I could actually talk to Gale Force 9 and they would just send stuff to me for free and I would review it. And they were fine with me doing it in a live stream. And then of course I would then follow up with a whole lot of painting videos using their products. And I use the, what is it called? Hang on, let me see if I can find it. It's the Nolzur's Marvelous Pigments Monster Set. That's got most of the stuff you need if you're painting monsters. But if you're just doing like super beginner stuff, there's an Adventurer's Nolzur's set as well. If I get a chance, maybe I can find a link and post it for you. I think that still can be purchased. I noticed that you can actually buy it in New Zealand, much to my surprise. I wasn't expecting that. Because I couldn't buy this product when it first was released in New Zealand. It was impossible. You could get it if you're in North America or somewhere else, but not in New Zealand. What do you got here, Seeker? I just come from a game with my level 2 Warlock. Okay, you've been playing. Great. Trying to navigate the can only target creature component of Eldritch Blast without metagaming with it. Creature sensor. Do you know one of the things that I find really frustrating about Eldritch Blast, Seeker? And many of the spells is they stipulate you can only target a creature rather than an object. And do you know how much that breaks the narrative for me and for other people? It actually doesn't make sense. I know why it's done. It's done for game purposes, right? There's a reason. We don't want people to be using spells so that they can start destroying the supports to a building or a pillar or a door, like everything would be just... I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast or Firebolt. That would be me, of course, since I'm into fire. And everything would either burn or be destroyed by various magic spells, right? Because if you can target an object, that's what you would use it for, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
But it does break your sort of understanding of what's going on here. You get Batwing all the time. You reckon? Do you know, one of the problems with me talking about The Gods Must Be Crazy in my poll here is David, he's heard of the movie, but he doesn't remember seeing the movie.
Well, I'm sure I've seen it.
Pardon?
I'm sure I've seen it, though.
But you just don't remember it. No. Yeah.
But I reckon that you would have showed that movie to me.
Oh, we probably would have. We had it recorded.
Yes.
Back in the day when everything got recorded on the VHS recorder.
Yep.
That was definitely something we had recorded.
And because you were always put in charge of looking after the kids, being the elder brothers, you just put movies on for us.
Yeah, that's true.
And you can go and do your own thing.
That's exactly right. Yep. So it's not just the narrative, it's sort of your understanding of, like, if I want to do something, this is a case of where the rules get in the way of what actually makes sense, What
does make sense?
Well, in a fantasy world, things don't necessarily have to make perfect sense, but you have to be able to have something that sort of coincides with... What are you putting on here today, right now?
Heavy Sienna.
Heavy Sienna, okay.
Let's work up to his red fur.
Okay, all right.
On his mane.
Sweet. Okay, so I guess what I should do is I should mention... I'm just going to mention what you can find in terms of the Gods Must Be Crazy trailer. And you, for those of you who have actually seen it, a lot of you haven't, apparently, in this poll. And we're halfway through-ish, roughly. This is a good time to mention it. So this is The Gods Must Be Crazy. This is I'm suggesting to you should seek out this movie and go and watch it, because it will make you laugh. It's such a funny movie. It's very slapstick, situational, a lot of things going on. But basically it starts with somebody throws a Coca-Cola bottle that they've just been drinking out of the window of an aeroplane. And it falls down to earth, and it actually just skims past a poor bushman's head in Africa. And then this bottle winds up being sort of like the whole focus of the entire adventure. The entire story revolves around this Coke bottle and what to do with it. Like, everybody wants to use it, and they also decide they had to get rid of it. And the only way to get rid of it is to take it to the edge of the earth, basically, and throw it off. Because
it's flat.
Because the gods must be crazy for having provided this in nature. So you got to understand, the Bushmen don't really understand all this sort of stuff. So that's what it is. And there's a lot of people who get involved. I can tell you, you've got everything from rebels, armed forces, I believe sort of a teacher, a ranger, sort of like a bush ranger, and the locals, the natives, and it is some crazy stuff. It's very funny. You should definitely check it out. How's it going, Andy? Hello, how are you? Yeah, do a Google search. The gods must be crazy. The first one is the one you want to watch. The second one's all right. It's still all right. I think the first one is better, and the other ones I didn't like that much. They made a few of them. Is the red the primer, by the way, David?
No.
No, it's not a primer. No, that's just the coat, the base coat that you put on, eh?
Yeah, I airbrushed it with some magenta, violet, and some sort of like red-brown.
Right.
Yep. And a little bit of yellow mixed in there.
Okay. Did you do that in sort of different locations, or did you just mix that all together?
No, violet from the bottom, then worked my way into magenta, then the sort of red-brown, and then mixed yellow into it to sort of do the highlight areas on the top.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. So yes, go check out that movie if you've never seen The Gods Must Be Crazy. What would have happened? Can you imagine what would have happened if they had decided to remake E.T., the extraterrestrial?
I don't know how you would do that, actually.
I think it would have ruined it. I mean, I'm glad that Spielberg, who was actually considering doing it, never decided to do it. Because the story itself, as it is complete. It really didn't need any more. Where are you going in the UK, David?
Brixton, looks like.
Brixton?
Brixton is where I'm going to be going.
How did the process of making all the recordings of all your stuff and putting them up for on YouTube work out? Is it getting there or not really?
Getting there. I've got to do more of it today because I've got to list everything as well.
Okay.
I'm trying to. So much stuff to do. So much stuff to do. I've got to try and. I've contacted a friend of mine who sells cars to sell my Evo for me. And I have some musical equipment to sell as well, and all of my models that need to be sold and catalogued and put into a portfolio on top of being put onto YouTube. So yeah, it's busy.
I bet it is. Sounds busy. Like it.
Yeah, but there'll be videos going up. I'll do another video go up today.
Yeah, so there is a reason why I've actually started the question in the poll as The Gods Must Be Crazy, because I know a few of you need a good laugh. Everybody's been feeling very down in the dumps, and I can assure you, once I come back from holiday, you're going to have a good time on my channel. Okay, I will make sure that it works, and it may actually work out better. I don't know if it necessarily means I will become more popular and people will actually watch my stuff that much, but I can assure you, you will have a good time. What's it, Seeker? Thanks for the movie tip. Oh, well, you're welcome. That should definitely brighten your day watching that movie. Wonder what Fred's view is on the Wizards of the Coast OGL response, and perhaps that's a different video. I don't want to talk about the OGL. I mean, we have, but I've taken the piss out of it basically and just talked about it as a monster from, or a creature or character from the Labyrinth movie. So, Ogle, do you know Ogle?
I think his name was Boggle.
Is it Boggle or Ogle? Actually, maybe Ogle was the little guy.
Boggle and Ogle?
Ogle worked for the Goblin King, who was David Bowie. Maybe that was Ogle. Oh, it's hard to, yeah.
Jared.
Jared was the Goblin King. So we'll get there, but let's just wait until I'm waiting for Wizards of the Coast to nail the put the nail into their coffin, and then once they've done that, then we'll go from there.
Why are they putting a nail in their coffin?
Well, it's like,
because it seems like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, well, let's not go with this. So once it's officially the nail has been struck, and hammered all the way down into the wood, then I'll come and I'll say something. But I will do my thing. You've already seen. I've changed the name of my channel. I have a response. Oh, please, Hollywood, do not remake E.T. Yeah, we don't need that. No, they never did, and I believe that Spielberg made it clear that it was never going to be remade. But you never know.
Brixton, London. Yeah, Brixton, London.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool. So Andy's in Manchester. Interesting. Do you know, for those of you who are here, I cannot believe there are so many of you who are from Great Britain, from England. Like, it must be very, very early in the morning to be watching a live stream in New Zealand at this time.
It is, what's the time now?
It is 10:40 here in New Zealand.
10:40.
AIM.
It's 10:40 p.m. last night.
Last night.
Yeah.
Okay, so there'll be a few people up late. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
I got
they
it.
stay up late. But
I met the kobold called Meepo. So, do you know the story behind Meepo is really interesting? Hello, Dan. Dan is also a patron, and he's also a moderator. He's supported me for a very long time. How's it going? So Meepo, for those of you who don't know, I believe came from an old video game and has been used many times. And I believe this character was created to be so annoying that you just couldn't help but want to polish him off, put him in the ground, you know, put a bit of dirt on him, see if you can grow some flowers, almost some mushrooms, something like that. Yeah. So Andy says it is 9:40 p.m. where they are. So we've got. Well, they probably don't have daylight savings time.
Oh no, I'm thinking because I've got some friends in France.
It'll be winter for them.
It is winter.
It'll be winter in the UK.
It is winter.
Yeah, so they don't have daylight savings there if it's in winter. That wouldn't work. So what do you got here, Dan? Hi everyone, just popping in before bed. No problems. A long DNC session yesterday. So much fun. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. Meepo is cool because became the hero when I DM'd. Yeah, so a lot of people transfer Meepo over to their games. You're in a great mood. For a few months back, I decided to ditch 5e and you went to 1e. Okay. Found someone who had a set of books in really good condition. So, yeah. So, you're probably going to see old school essentials on my channel at some point, people. I don't know how much and to what extent, but you're going to see it. Don is from Canada. Hello.
Oh, wow.
And 007 is from Jersey and the Canal Islands. Is that the Canal Islands? Channel Islands. Channel Islands. 9:41 p.m. All right. Okay. Cool. Got it. Michael's in Washington. Okay. And it's 1:41 for him. Interesting. You're going to do some of the Yawning Portal modules? Oh, good for you. I don't know about you, but I like the idea of taking short adventures, whether I write them or somebody else does, and putting them together and turning them into a sort of a longer campaign. I much prefer that. So Andy's getting ready for bed. And your girlfriend's in Auckland. Oh, okay.
Oh, we're in Auckland.
Yeah, Meepo is a bit of a legend in the gaming community. If you know the history of Meepo, he's been around a long time. Overboard. I'm in the most southern part of Alabama. Okay, near the Gulf of Mexico. And it is 3:40 p.m. It's always amazing that we can actually talk to somebody who's in another part of the world.
Because in some parts of America, they're 18 hours behind us.
Yeah, I know. It depends. Yeah,
it depends. In what part of America?
Well, I know all about the fact in terms of the time zones in North America because I have to organise those Game Master roundtables. And it is so confusing and complicated at times. And then when the time changes, somebody has daylight savings. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. It's so hard. And Seeker's tell is Sunday night, 9:40. Okay, all right. Yeah, Meepo is no Meepo. I don't think Meepo is from the Sunless Citadel. He might be. Maybe he originally was from the Sunless Citadel. I don't remember. I know he goes back a long way, doesn't he? I don't remember exactly where he originated though. Well, I'm glad you like Don. You like OSE or Old School Essentials. The problem is I don't actually know how to play Old School Essentials, so I will have to learn. So we'll take it slow and easy. Slow and easy. So Andy says this is daylight starting in March. Yeah, that makes sense. Just as we're starting to go into autumn.
I'm following summer into another country because I'll be turning up in spring, I think, or something.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So Seeker's saying the Sunless Citadel just met Meepo and his boss. All right. Okay. Cool. He's a caretaker. Interesting. Yeah, like, well, let's be careful we don't give away too much information on Sunless Citadel for anybody here who might be actually playing it, because I know there's a few of you here who don't just game master, but you also play in games. We don't want to spoil it for anybody, if we can help it. But no, that makes a lot of sense. What was another? Yes. But like anything that's super easy, like I remember people saying that 5e is super easy. But the reality is that it doesn't matter how super easy you think it is, you still have to learn it. Do you know what I mean? And it takes time. And I have no time. I have no time.
I've got some time.
Do you?
You can teach me.
I can teach you. No, that doesn't work. If you have time, I still have to have time. I don't have any time. Remember,
take the day off.
I do 6 live streams a week, baby. 6 live streams a week when I'm not on holiday, and almost all of those are 2 hours long, plus the prep time before them, plus all of the additional work to make sure I'm adjusting them and upgrading them over time, plus the 1 or 2 edited videos that I make, plus all of the shorts video. No, like it just keeps going on, plus all the stuff I put onto Patreon. There's a lot going on, so I don't have no time. Doesn't matter how easy people think it is. Everybody always thinks that something's easy. I found nothing. I'm not giving you a hard time, Don. Oh dear.
Fridge.
Sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. If anybody can hear that, I just farted really, really badly. Does it smell?
I don't know yet.
Do I have to leave?
It's not going to make the smell leave, is it? We've been locked in this little room.
No, probably not. That's true. Okay. I'm sorry, man. I guess it's got something going on in my stomach there that I didn't know was going on there. I've been trying to eat better. I've done a lot better than what I did.
Yeah?
I'm going to admit, I did eat potato chips and some chocolate with all of the stuff going on.
That's why your stomach's going.
And that was a couple of days back, or at least 1 day back. Maybe 2 days back.
Yeah.
It just, the stress was getting to me, people. I couldn't cope with it anymore. And I wasn't at work, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I should be less stressed when I'm not at work. But yeah. Mage armor on him. You cast mage armor. Oh, okay.
On me, to protect me?
Andy, I believe David's already told you when he's coming, so yeah.
June.
Yeah. We'll come back to the Meepo fan club some other time. So Sika, curious to know total length of time to paint that piece being shown or showcased. The Manticore. Oh man, I'm losing my voice. Okay, I'm putting a lozenge.
No. I'm losing my voice from your stink.
Oh, is it that bad?
It's that bad.
Oh no. Shall I open the door?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've stunk out my brother, so I'm going to go open the door. David, you can paint and talk.
Yeah.
And I will go and just make sure that there's nothing else to come out. Okay?
Yeah, okay. Fred instigated a constitution check. He did! Oh, fresh air. Oh, sheesh, man. Yeah, I know. Fred's been letting them go, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I'm coming in June with my cousin. Probably we'll get a flat together, I think. so I can get used to living in a different country. I'm moving into the past, so I will be a time traveller. Yep. But how long's summer over there? 2 weeks, eh? We get probably like 8 months of summer here, and you guys get 2 weeks. 2 weeks of summer. Sometimes longer. Sometimes you guys see the sun. At least it's not Iceland, I suppose. I rolled an 8 for poison damage. Should I paint this into like a rainbow unicorn manticore? Because I could. Something like that. Jeez. I'm not too worried about it because the humidity in this country is so bad that if you even walk in this heat, you'll just be sweating like you've gone for a run a marathon. Dry heat's not the same.
How's it doing in there?
Yeah, it's alright. Why are you ditching all your minis and not taking them with you? I should see. I should show you a photo of my glass cabinet and how much is in it and what the size of my miniatures. These little tiny little trinkets that I'm painting here are so small compared to what I have in my cabinet. The dragon that I have to paint still yet is 370 millimeters tall. So I think this thing's about 30 millimeters tall, maybe 50. RGB. Yeah, RGB Manticore.
Well, what's that?
I was just contemplating the idea of doing a rainbow unicorn Manticore. I said I could do it, and so Andy said I could do an RGB one. RGB colours?
Yeah.
It's very humid here. Oh, really? Wet before and after the sun.
Oh, no, it's not going to be fun, dude. We get lots of humidity here in New Zealand.
It's redefined aircon indoors. Yeah, I have heard about that. There's no conditioning. I think that's when you go, because you've only got it for like 2 weeks, right? That's when you go to another country. For 2 weeks.
Yeah. Just leave.
Just leave. Just go and get on a train.
I don't know how expensive it is to travel overseas from the UK to anywhere, but
if you're travelling in Europe, it's not hugely. It depends on how you do it, though.
Okay.
But I don't think it's hard out. No, it's not. It's cheap. It's cheap to travel around in Europe, but
I know travelling from New Zealand to anywhere outside of
very expensive.
There's just that great huge ocean, those oceans and seas. That's just so big, and there's so much distance to cover. So yeah. It didn't work out.
So, really, yes. So I mean, what's a one-way ticket? A one-way ticket from here to there, I think I've been looking at, they're roughly around $1,600 or something. That's one way. It's not cheap. And it takes one 17-hour flight and then a 7.5-hour flight after that, after you've stopped in Dubai, to get to Europe. So it's not a comfortable trip.
No. So now that the office is clear of the odorous Fred.
I rolled it. Did I roll a? Someone said I rolled a 8 for poison damage.
Yeah, I've been away, so if I missed anything in the chat, hopefully David picked up on it because we can't scroll back.
I tried to yell it to you. Did I rolled a 8 for poison damage?
Oh, I heard that. Yeah. But compared to New Zealand, it's probably still relatively cheap. Yeah, in New Zealand, the New Zealand dollar isn't worth very much at all right now. Almost nothing. It's almost a bit of a joke. How's it going, Jasper? How's it going? I'm trying to convince people they should go and watch, if they're feeling a bit down, to go and watch the Gods Must Be Crazy movie. It will make you laugh. I'm sure it will make you laugh quite a bit. It's a very funny movie. So, what was the other miniature that you had spotted that if you finished this one, you were going to paint?
That came in a pair. It was looked like a rat monster thing with hooves.
Oh, a rat monster thing with hooves.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. It was smaller than this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was much smaller.
And even to New Zealand, it's cheaper for some reason. It cost my girlfriend
$3,000 to come here, but I only. What, really?
Well, the problem is, see,
3,000. That's return though. That's not too bad, but yeah.
No, but here's the thing, the money that you're getting and the money in the UK, basically
it's worth so much more.
Yeah,
it's just worth so much more.
I mean, essentially, what you were dealing with, I believe, in comparison, is New Zealand dollar was worth about 1/3 of British pound. I don't really know too much about pounds and euros and stuff like that, but I understand that the difference is even greater now. So New Zealand money's worth even less than it was before, which is a big difference. Have you seen Bluey? It's the Australian show that is making the rounds online. I don't watch TV, so I haven't seen Bluey, unfortunately. I mean, the only thing we were watching before you sold your Xbox, wasn't it?
Willow. I think I've got that up and running again now. Not the Xbox, but my phone.
Okay, so we can watch Willow and finish. Yeah,
potentially, yeah.
So I'll watch,
well, if we want to.
Yeah,
we can watch something anyway.
Yeah, cool. That's cool. So me and David were on a Friday. I'd come around if he was feeling all right, and things were going all right. And we've watched Boba Fett, the series.
We watched the whole of Boba Fett. Have we watched the whole of Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yes, we watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi, and
now we're watching Willow.
Yeah.
Oh, and we watched She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk.
Which they cancelled.
Well, I'm not surprised. Yeah. The first episode was awesome. It was just everything else wasn't very good. Yeah. What's that, Michael? I would love to get some currency and coins from other countries like New Zealand, Turkey.
I can bring some over.
You can bring some coins.
I can bring some coins. They're not worth very much, but you can. You're more than welcome to have some coins if you want.
I used to actually collect coins and different denominations. My father used to travel all over the place, and so he would. I'd collect the coins and money that he had from other countries that he hadn't spent.
How much would it cost to catch a plane to France from the UK?
Oh,
I wonder how much.
How much would
it cost? How much would it cost to catch a plane to France from the UK? And then I can give you an idea of how much it costs just to travel around in our country on a plane.
Okay.
And see what the comparison is. Yeah, no worries, man.
So the what's the plan with this in terms of your paint job? I can see
RGB.
Are you really doing that?
Don't you want to? Have you already got a Manticore, don't you?
I do.
So why wouldn't you want a rainbow coloured one?
Because I don't want a raincoat, but I want your version of what a Manticore you think would look like without going completely silly. Do you know what I mean?
It's a magical creature, is it not? In my mind, magical means many colours. Many.
So you tease. You are a tease. So
to be honest, it's hot in this office. It is going to my head.
So.
Okay, so £20. Okay, so that's about $40-something. For us to go even just to Wellington, it's well over $100.
I know, I've been to Wellington.
How much did it cost you?
Well, we decided that driving was going to actually cost us more than flying.
Yeah, but driving would cost you probably a couple $100.
Yep, it's just too expensive, the distance you're covering. Because it's like 800 kilometres to get from where we were in Auckland to there, and it would have taken us like
almost 9 hours.
Yeah, it would have taken a long time, like all day, and then
I've done that drive
to fly there one way. I believe it cost me, was it one way or two? I think it was one way. It was about $80, $79 on
$79.
Jetstar.
Oh, the cheap one. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the really. I mean, that's
The
it's
cheapest planes that you don't want to fly on.
yeah.
It's $80, and it's not very far. Yeah, we're talking like 800 kilometers.
Yeah.
And it's one way $79.
Yeah.
To go 800 kilometers. That's not far. I'm pretty sure going from UK to France is further.
Yeah, I think it would be.
I think it would be.
Yeah.
I think it would be.
I mean, your channel's quite wide, but it ain't that wide.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, our channel's about 2,000 kilometres or more, depending on where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
Since we're an island at the bottom of the world.
Yeah. It's just it's silly. It's cheaper. Yeah, it'd be just cheaper to travel around in Europe than it is to travel around in our country, which is smaller. So it doesn't make much sense, really. It doesn't make any. It's senseless.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Looking into it more, it's probably going to be more like 200 return to go to France. So that's 400 New Zealand. So it costs 400 New Zealand dollars to fly to France, but and that's just across the channel, and it costs you 600 was it 800 to go? Was it 800 to go to New Zealand? That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't really. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But anyway.
They're obviously charging a lot for jet fuel.
So honestly, without getting too silly, what was your plan with the colour scheme for this thing?
I don't really think about it, eh?
You're not thinking about that right now.
Well, he's got a human sort of face, so
Yeah.
I've sort of got a human face.
Yeah.
He's got sort of fur on him, so
You're painting the fur.
I'll paint some fur. He's got his skin is actually furry.
Yeah, no, some of it is. Yeah, there'll be sections that are fur.
Yeah, maybe some. I could do fluorescent orange claws.
Okay, I'm not asking you that question anymore. I already can see.
Index of 1 to 200 pounds. 1 to 200. I'll catch the train, thanks. I hate flying anyway. I hate it. And bullet trains sounds really fun to me.
I've only been in a plane once, and I really struggled. It was 40 minutes of feeling like I was in a box.
Yep.
Confined with a whole lot of other people.
Yep.
It was hot.
Yep.
It was uncomfortable.
Yep.
And I was trying desperately, since my girlfriend wanted the window seat, I was desperately trying not to chunder.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And at the end, I was like, I got through that, and she said, that wasn't that bad, was it? And I was like, and I was thinking about every time that it would take off and land, that was the bit that really sort of lost me. I was like, I know I'm going down, but I can't see where I'm going.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know I can't fly a plane, I'm not a pilot, but I'd feel much better if I had control of where I was going right now.
Yep.
So that I, or at least I could see what was going on with the nose of the plane.
It's like £800, give or take. A return flight.
To Auckland.
Damn, that's cheap.
Oh my gosh.
That is seriously wickedly cheap.
Yeah, Dave's going to be paying a lot more than that.
Damn.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. Flip. That's so cheap.
We're not going to make it a zombie Minotaur. It's a Manticore. No, we're not going to go silly on it. Don't encourage my brother to do that, because he will. There is no limit. Do you know what I'm like? Can you imagine what my brother's like? You've got no idea. Yeah, time of the year, dates.
Yeah. My cousin's been there, been before, so and she gets good deals and stuff. So I'm going to rely on her to actually find me the flight, and then I'll pay for it. Because I think that's the easier way to go about it.
Oh yeah. So we'll give it two more minutes,
really
and
hot.
that's an hour.
Oh really?
We started about 5 past.
Man, I feel like most of the time we don't even paint. I just talk.
Wow, and
he's changed colour a little bit.
You paint, and I will talk for the last 2 or 3 minutes. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Not a problem. We can do that. I need some water though.
3,000. One of you guys needs to move, man. That's too much money. And because it's so cheap in Britain, I think she needs to move to the UK so you guys can save money. Because actually, even living here is a huge waste of money.
Oh, I think the problem has been is occurring everywhere. I think everybody's having to deal with inflation. New Zealand's dealing with some serious inflation.
Yeah.
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 What can you say?
You can't say much.
Yeah, you can't say much.
Sorry, yeah, I was just being funny. I could turn it into a Minotaur if you want. We've got some. Have you got some sculpting?
No, not doing it.
I
Not
can
doing it.
chop off the wings.
Don't encourage him. These are the sorts of things that David has actually done before.
Unicorn, I could. Just in here, I could. Okay.
Yeah. You concentrate on your paint job there, you.
Okay.
Yeah. Before I wind up with that minute.
Blue.
Well, at least it's better than it just being all red.
Yes. Well, actually, he's pretty much mostly one colour.
Yeah.
A bit of flesh and a bit of brown.
That's not a very good image. Do you want a better image of it? I can show you a better picture. This is probably a better concept of what it. I mean,
this is what. This is
another image. I actually think that the wings probably better off being black because they're like bat wings, aren't they? Bat wings would be black. The wings should really be more blacker or darker.
Oh, that looks much better than this.
Yeah, the picture you've got is just awful. And this thing is significantly more interesting.
Yeah, it looks like it's got shark teeth, man.
Yeah, it does.
It does have shark teeth.
Multiple rows of teeth.
Yep, shark teeth.
Yeah.
Those are definitely shark teeth. Man, that is...
Those teeth are designed to go through bone, baby. Bone.
So that's poo.
Concentrate on the painting, dude.
Yeah.
Concentrate on the painting.
Okay, so...
You've got 1 minute. Do you want me to leave the book open? I can leave the book open to a certain degree.
Yeah, to a certain degree, yeah.
Certain degree I can leave the painting.
Okay, I'm gonna follow a different regime.
Okay, let's put the book over here.
Man, that's way cooler.
Okay.
And its claws are more bony looking, so that's more fun too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring more colours tomorrow.
Yeah, bring more colours.
I'm gonna bring more colours tomorrow. Yeah. I was thinking about that when I got here. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't bring any of my flesh tones. I didn't bring any of my... Yeah. But I brought my glasses at least this time, guys. I can see what I'm doing.
So what are you? Yeah. Joe wants you to do the painting, man. Okay, that's what he showed up for here. Sorry. Reader of pain. The paint on the something is from removing excess paint. Yes, he's painting his thumb to get rid of excess paint rather than a paper towel.
Yeah, it's more just to get the water out of the brush, so it's not too. It's more like, getting the right consistency. And I like painting my thumb.
Mm. So, to be fair, apparently you have laws over there for full sick days and stuff that we don't have. So currently in New Zealand, we used to have 5 sick days. That was the minimum. But which
is what most places, unless it's a government agency, will go for the minimum.
Yeah. If you worked in a particular industry that where you were likely to get sick a lot, you could expect to have anywhere from 10 to 20 or unlimited, depending on what the work type was like.
Yeah.
You've got to remember that we're a socialist society, socialism, okay, not communism, socialism. In other words, the idea is that the government looks after you when you get into trouble and you need assistance, and so when you get sick, you need assistance. So there's sick days. We get, 4 weeks of annual holiday is the mandatory right now. It used to be 3, and we used to have 5 days standard for sick leave, but now it is 10 because of the government said that as a result of the pandemic that 5 days was utterly unacceptable as a working model going forward, because you would be sick for anywhere from 5 to 7 days, and you just wouldn't have enough sick leave to be able to contend with that. Plus, it didn't take into consideration you probably want to get sick from something else during the year. So, now you have the minimum is 10 sick days, which, frankly, I've already used all mine up. And they're gone, I think I had just over 7 days leave. Some of the days I had to have with pay without leave. So, yeah. Andy, here we have none. We just get a very small amount of money on and after the fourth day of sickness. Yeah, so that's a product. But we pay a lot more tax too. Do you know what I mean? It was a temporary move to first day of sickness if it was COVID. All right. Okay. Interesting. Do we want to finish up there for today?
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm bringing more colours tomorrow because Fred just showed me a much cooler picture because what I was working from was
awful.
Quite honestly, pretty lame.
Yeah, it was pretty awful.
He's shown me a much cooler picture. I'm going to find that image online.
And put it on your phone?
And put it on my phone.
Yeah. Sweet.
It's going to look cooler because it looks more like a bunch of animals, really.
It is. It is a combination.
Shark, a tiger, a lion...
A bat.
Man, I don't even know.
Scorpion. Yeah.
It's a crazy looking thing, that thing.
Yeah, it's a huge...
I prefer that picture.
Yeah, that picture's much better. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
So when you were painting, I was like, what's going on here? This is odd. No, it's not done. We'll be back tomorrow. I will try to come up with a suitably entertaining thumbnail for you for this. I don't know how that's going to work out. I'll try it, because I was pretty it was pretty plain today.
Reader of Pain. Played around with painting Warhammer 40k stuff, but my problem was I would not paint with enough water. It's just caked paint on. Yeah. I use a wet palette now, which is pretty much a go-to for anybody. Army Painter sells them.
Okay.
And they're pretty cheap.
My day job, Michael, is I work for a company called Goodwood Park, and I work with people who are sectioned in a mental health sort of support surface.
He loves his job.
I'll stop it.
That's his favourite thing.
Stop it. Okay, so mental health and also drug and alcohol rehabilitation.
What's not to love?
So it's also a combination of rehab and a whole lot of behavioural stuff going on there, and head injury. So primarily it's supposed to be people who have traumatic head injuries or brain injuries, but it's a mixture. It's all over the place. Everything's got a padlock and lock gates. So it can be quite... It's a shock
every day.
It's a shock to the system, I'll tell you that. Okay, so yeah, as soon as my mortgage is gone, I'm gone. Anyway,
the whole working. I think the whole working for yourself thing's actually a good idea. A lot of people I've met who came from, were tripping around from the UK to here on holiday. They work for themselves, which was interesting. 59. No, man, that's a lot of people who haven't heard of it.
Yeah. Go watch that movie.
Go watch that movie, and I'll get some more paints and come back tomorrow. And I'm going to put a video up today as well, so you guys on my channel.
What are you going to put up today?
I've got a lot of cars still to put up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but I might put two up because I did a really cool drawing that I like, and it's actually, I think, worth making a small short of it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's no, that's not the right one.
No.
It's this one here. It's that one there. And then let me just go over here. And all right, let me just move positions, clamber around here, back to the other side so I can do the outro. So we've, I think I've got it right. I think it should be switching over. I'm hoping it's switching over. Is my image? Did I update it? I'm pretty sure I pressed the transition button. Did I not? Is it YouTube traveling that slowly? I know. There we go. So, look, thank you to all of my patrons who've been supporting me. Really, you are actually more important than you've ever been. Seriously, AdSense revenue's very, very low. It is probably going to take me a couple of years to pay off all the gear that I purchased last year. I don't know how long it's going to take. It's going to take a while.
Especially the Patreons.
Yeah. So really do thank you, the patrons. You are really doing me a big deal. It's really helpful. Everybody who's been coming and joining and chatting in the live chat, really thank you very much too. Everybody who's been part of the live streams and chatting, thank you for coming and watching or just chatting with me, which is really helpful because it kind of keeps things going. And thank you for watching my edited videos or rewatching the live streams and putting up with those shorts videos that I do. I'm going to keep going with Dungeon 23. I've just been falling behind. And so wherever you are in the world, whether it be the morning, the afternoon, or the night, or the wee early morning, please look after yourself, your family, and your friends. Be nice to your neighbours. And whatever you want to do with Dungeons and Donuts is up to you, because it's your game. And however you feel about Wizards of the Coast, that's up to you. But everybody else, And so, hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s. Oh, David, thank you for coming again. I forgot to thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry about the rainbow joke.
The rainbow joke? There's going to be new jokes tomorrow.
Look, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And it will be tomorrow too.
Yes.
So come on back tomorrow and I'll think of something else stupid to say. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll figure out how to entertain you.
Yeah.
Anyway, so till next time, keep rolling those 20s.